and welcome to another episode of the Darkives. I'm Jamie talking to Leo.
And I'm Leo listening to Jamie.
And this week, I'm going to be telling you about the Walter Collins disappearance. It's a little mystery, a little true crime, all dark history.
Okay, that sounds fun. And before we get into the story, I just want to remind everybody that we do have our socials up on Instagram, YouTube. Like, follow, and share all of our content. We definitely would appreciate that. It helps us get out there and helps people who might like the content see it. So
And
we appreciate
also,
you guys.
Feel free to send some messages, send me some suggestions. I would love to hear what you guys want to hear.
And with that,
let's get into it.
let's get into it.
Walter Collins was born in September of 1918 to Christine and Walter J. Collins. On March 10th of 1928, so when he was about 10 years old, his mom gave him 10 cents to go see a movie at a nearby theater, and it was the last time she ever saw him.
So 10 years old, and he's gone.
Mm-hmm. He was last seen around 5 p.m. in the suburb of LA, Lincoln Heights. The police force at this time was under investigations for several corruption scandals, so almost immediately the pressure to find Walter was heavy for them.
Okay, so the police department had a lot of fingers pointed at them already for some other stuff, so
Yeah.
they were trying to get heat off them by looking for this little boy and getting some positive press out there.
Yeah. They already had eyes on them. When they get a high-profile case, this 10-year-old boy goes missing. They're like, all right, well, let's get something good coming at us instead of all this, negative press. Pressure's on, they gotta find Walter. Several tips and theories kind of almost immediately came in. One of them was his dad at this time was actually in prison. He worked in the cafeteria and was responsible for kind of snitching on the other inmates, reporting crime for infractions that they did in prison. So his dad almost immediately is like, is this some sort of revenge? Did I piss somebody off and now they're after my boy? Which, I guess good theory, but you figure you piss somebody off in prison, they're probably going to get you there.
Yeah, but you get connections on the outside. But this is all his dad's theory.
Yeah, this is just dad's theory. This isn't a working theory that the cops go with. He's like, did I fuck up? Is my boy gone because of me? A tip that came in was a gas station attendant named Richard Strothers from Glendale, which is only a 10 to 15 minute drive away from where Walter went missing. He saw a boy wrapped in newspapers in the back seat of a foreign couple's car when they stopped to ask for directions. I'm not sure how you see a boy wrapped in newspaper.
Kind of sleeping under newspapers. There's a little boy covered up with newspaper in the back seat.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. I was picturing turning him
a
into
mummy.
Yeah, turning him into
a newspaper mummy.
A paper mache project. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
A little too literal with the wrapping. Could have been though, we don't know.
No, your theory is so much more logical than making a paper mache mummy out of this boy. A man named C.V. Staley followed them and was trying to track them down, keep an eye on them, where they're going with this potentially dead boy in the back seat, when they briefly stopped in a police station parking lot and then flew like a bat out of hell out of there, and CV lost them. Police showed both Staley and Strothers a photo of Walter, and they both confirmed that it was him. And other tips from across the state came in about this couple with a boy begging to be let go from them, but I guess nothing came of this.
Yeah, so there's a foreign couple running around with this kid.
Yeah. And
just looting everyone everywhere.
Yeah, and I couldn't find any follow-up to that, but that is a big sighting that was seen of him, allegedly. Walter disappeared in March of 1928, and in May of 1928, two brothers named Lewis and Nelson, ages 12 and 10, so pretty close to Walter's age, they went missing from a town called Pomona. Their parents got weird letters from them, one of which said that they were down in Mexico, and another one came in saying that they were going to remain missing for as long as it took them to get famous.
this is a 10 and a 12-year-old
Yes.
are writing letters to their parents saying, we're gone until we get famous.
Yeah. But just, what is that, like 2 months after Walter goes missing?
And how far away from the original town is it?
Pomona to Lincoln Heights is, without traffic, it's only about 45 minutes.
Okay.
30, 45 minutes. So
relatively close to where the first kid went missing.
Yes. It's pretty fucking close. I mean, I don't know. May or may not be related. I'm just letting you know what else is going on in the LA area. At this same time, a headless corpse is found of a Latino boy in La Puente in February.
So were any of the 3 boys that have already gone missing, were any of those Latino? Or is this a new body?
Nope, this is just another boy. This is a new body, a new boy.
Okay.
Found headless and dead. So now we're up to 3 missing boys, 1 dead boy. So, I mean, fishy? I don't know. I'm not the LAPD in 1928. Also, apropos of nothing, a neighbor complained about a man mistreating a boy at his poultry farm, but this wasn't relevant, apparently. But you put a pin in that.
Okay. How far away was the Latino boy's body found from the boys who went missing already?
So, the body was found in La Puente, and Walter went missing in Lincoln Heights. Those are only about 30 minutes. So we are operating within a...
Yeah, all these places have been within an hour of each other.
Yes.
Okay.
But the LAPD is not putting any of this together.
We could be connecting dots that are not related, but it looks like they potentially could be very related.
Very close, very similar, very short time span. Either there's a lot of creeps, or we got 1 creep. Who knows? In August of 1928, so Walter went missing in March, we're now in August, a boy is picked up by the Illinois police, claiming his father had abandoned him, so he was placed with a temporary family. He eventually tells them that his name is Walter Collins, and pictures are sent to Christine back in California. She looks at these pictures and immediately is like, that's not my boy. I know my Walter, and that's not Walter.
This story is starting to ring a bell to me.
No.
I think, I don't remember everything, but I'm connecting dots in my head where I think I know where this is going.
Oh man, I like when you go in blind, but this will be, I'm interested to see.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away because I think I know where this is going. I think I've heard this story.
You might have. It's, fairly famous.
Yeah. Something about that farmer that you told me to put a pin in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff found on his property, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know this story, but it's fun. Continue.
Well, let's see if I can teach you something new anyway.
Yeah, I don't know all the details, but I get the gist.
Okay. So Christine is telling the LAPD, this is not my Walter. Just based off of these pictures, I know this is not my child. But Captain J.J. Jones talked her into, quote, trying out the boy for a little bit.
Yeah, you might not know what your kid looks like anymore. Just bring him on home.
How long is March to August? Is it like 5 months?
10-year-olds grow fast.
I mean, 5 months to immediately know this is not my boy. But J.J. Jones, he knows it all, and he says, give him a test run. Maybe you'll like this one. Christine puts up $70, which, fun fact, not so fun fact, the equivalent of that today is over $1,300. So she puts up $70 to fly this boy out to her, and within 3 weeks, she is trying to return this kid.
Yes, I told you this wasn't my boy, and he's definitely not my boy.
She comes in with everything. She brings in dental records, sworn statements from friends, and she is telling J.J. Jones, this is not my kid, but he refuses to believe her. They are so desperate to close this case and have something good happen.
Yeah, the police department's all like, we need some good press. This is your child. Yeah. Just take the kid.
Have you considered turning your fucking brain off and accepting this stranger as your son?
We did it. We got this.
You're welcome. Enjoy your new child. She says, quote, yes, he looks like Walter, and in some ways he acts like my son, but still I'm not certain about it. You see, Walter was quiet and well-behaved. He always called me mother. This child calls me Ma, and at times he is hard to handle. I certainly hope he is my son, but somehow I can't bring myself to believe it.
She's like, this doesn't feel right.
Where's my sweet, well-behaved boy?
I wish it was, but this is not him.
No, my Walter would never address me as Ma.
I call my mama.
I know you call your mama, but...
Hey, Ma, get over here.
Yeah, that's very New England of you. Could you imagine if you went home and you were like, Mother? She'd be like, who the fuck are you? JJ Jones is not having any of this. He then comes at her and says, quote, what are you trying to do? Make fools out of us all? Or are you trying to shirk your duty as a mother and have the state provide for your son? You are the most cruel-hearted woman I've ever known. You are a fool.
The police department doubles down. We know better than you. This is your son. You idiot.
Fucking JJ. You are so wrong.
Is he like the DA?
He's just the captain.
He's the captain? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't give a shit what your title is. You cannot tell me what child is mine. You're out of your fucking mind. Speaking of being out of your mind, he then had Christine forcibly committed to the LA County General Hospital psych ward.
Hey, you're obviously crazy. This kid is yours. We all know it.
Fuck you, JJ.
You're going to the loony bin, and all your friends that sign these sworn affidavits better be quiet because they might go next.
Fuck you. My child is missing. You try and give me a random child, and then I end up in the psych ward because I'm telling you that's not my kid? You go to the psych ward, JJ. You're out of your fucking mind. Dude is disconnected from space and reality. That was insane.
All right, so now that the kid is her kid and she's in the psych ward, what's going on?
Well, while in the ward, Walter admits to JJ that he was lying.
JJ's got this big dunce hat on now.
Yeah, JJ's sitting in the corner like, fuck, you sure? You sure you're not Walter?
I really thought I had that one.
I thought I'd nailed this one.
I hope she sues him. Does she sue him?
We'll get into it. You are so good at predicting stories. Very infuriating, very fun.
I know a little bit about this one.
Oh, you did, yeah.
So I don't remember everything. I don't remember if she sued or not, but she should.
I would. My God, I'd make JJ's life a living hell. Walter admits that he's lying. He is...
Fake Walter.
Yes, fake Walter.
People can't see the quotes.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing...
Jamie just did air quotes for Walter, so it's fake Walter instead.
Is the inflection in my voice not enough?
I'll have to listen to it on the audio after.
They know me. He was really 12-year-old Arthur Hutchins from Iowa. His mom died, and he went to live with his, quote, cold fish of a father and malicious stepmother. So he ran away and started hitchhiking. When he was in Illinois in a little cafe, someone told him that he looked like Walter, and he went out to California assuming the identity in hopes of meeting his cowboy Hollywood idol Tom Mix.
Okay.
Which, like, he's 12.
Hey, you look like a kid who's gone missing. Well, I'm going to Hollywood. That's all I need to convince me. I'm going to Hollywood to go meet my idol.
Which, like, he's 12 years old. He has oatmeal for brains still. But, damn it. Why are you doing that? So, Arthur goes out hoping to meet a little cowboy actor. And instead he ruins this woman's life. Now she's locked up in the psych ward. Not his fault. He's a baby brain.
Yeah, it's definitely not his. I mean, he definitely had a master plan, which
I kind of got...
Kid's got ingenuity.
I kind of got to commend him on it, honestly.
Yeah, but Captain JJ...
Oh, JJ.
Is a big dumb idiot.
You're putting it so nicely.
Everything's his fault.
Yeah. Yeah, JJ. If you had just listened to this woman... But, oh my God, it's It's 1920. Did we listen to women? Go to the psych ward. You're crazy. She's hysterical.
Yeah, mass hysteria in women was a big thing back in the day.
Men love to say that women were hysterical.
They just faint and they get hysterical all day long. Yeah, see, man.
I do love that women would faint, air quote, faint. I find that to be very fun. What, you're yelling at me, I'm too stressed, I gotta faint. Shut you up, stop you from yelling. I'm delicate, dainty. Don't raise your voice, I'm out. I do kind of like that women did that. That's fun to me.
Raise the back of your hand towards them and they just, and lay on a bed.
Yeah.
That's how it is in movies. I don't know if it's actually like that.
I don't know. I mean, a fainting couch is a real thing, isn't it?
Maybe they really. I would. Okay, I'm gonna make a big assumption here. This is totally a tangent, but I would think a fainting couch has to go back to when women were wearing corsets a lot because maybe they got so tight that they passed out.
Like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, you have your corset wrapped too tight, you can't breathe very good. I bet bitches were passing out all over the place.
To have a Jack Sparrow jump in and cut my corset off. Fake Walter, Arthur, was eventually returned to his real family, and Christine was released.
To his cold fish father.
To his cold fish of a father and malicious stepmother. Which, I mean, poor kid. Like, maybe we should look into that, too. Not the LAPD, because they got their own shit show happening here, but, I don't know, pass it on to Iowa, wherever he ends up. Maybe let them know. Christine filed a false imprisonment complaint against the city and both Police Chief James Davis and J.J. Jones. J.J. got suspended, but then naturally reinstated, and he was ordered to pay Christine $10,800.
Which, judging by the comparison of $70 earlier, $10,000 is probably a pretty penny.
$10,800 in 1928 is worth $203,030 today. Probably not enough for having me falsely imprisoned in a psych ward, but take what I can get, I guess.
I mean, that's how many days did she spend in the psych ward?
She was only imprisoned for 5 days.
A couple $100,000 for 5 nights in prison.
In the psych ward.
Depending on what ward you got into, that could either be the most cake 5 days or the most nerve-wracking 5 days, depending on where you get thrown in and who's around you.
Yeah. Either way, 5 days, $200,000, I'm taking it.
5 days on a lithium-induced coma.
A dream.
That's like a vacation for me right now. I'd love
in
that.
This economy? Holy, sign me up. While Christine obviously never got a penny out of him, she would drag him back to court every few years, being like, where's my money? You owe me this. And tagging on interest to what she was owed. He never paid her, but very fun to me that like every few years she would just be like, fuck you, where's my money? Go back to court with me.
Well, how could he not pay if it was court ordered?
Oh, he always claims that he was broke.
But he's the captain.
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
He has a pay stub.
Mm-hmm.
So garnish his wages.
Why would they do that to the captain?
They do that to everyone
to
nowadays.
Police chief. This is 1928. Think of LA in the 1920s. You think they were really like being upfront about everything? Call it an assumption on my part, but I'm thinking that they were a little shady, considering that the LAPD at this time is facing corruption scandals.
That just seems like another corruption scandal. He got sued, she won, and he didn't pay her.
Yeah.
And the courts can't garnish his wages?
Apparently not.
Because he's law enforcement? I'm speculating here, but things aren't adding up to me.
Little shady.
Yeah.
I'm going to introduce another character into this story. Gordon Stewart Northcott was born in 1906 in Saskatchewan, Canada, and moved to the LA area city Wineville in 1924. In September of 1928, so this is
4 years after he moves here.
4 years after he moves here, and just a few months after Walter goes missing. Main boy Walter, our little boy, a Canadian woman called U.S. authorities to tell them that her nephew had kidnapped and was holding her 15-year-old son, Sanford Clark, as like a hostage. She only called because Sanford's sister Jessie started getting worried since he'd been gone with their uncle Gordon Northcott for about 2 years now. So I'm not sure why it took so long for them to become alarmed by this. She went down there and Sanford told her that Northcott had been sexually abusing him and that Sanford had been witness to numerous murders of young boys.
All right, so
Uncle Gordon's a bad guy.
well, it would be cousin. She called because her nephew is holding her son.
Yes.
Okay. So if
This-
wait. Your mom's nephew is your what?
My cousin.
Then is it her brother and not her nephew that took the kid? How is it her nephew and his uncle?
Incest? I don't know.
You got a cousin uncle?
Maybe.
I'm just gonna roll with it.
Northcott had also made Sanford participate in some of the murders. Northcott would kidnap these boys, sexually assault them until he got bored of them, and then would take them to the incubator room for the chickens on his farm, and then he would axe them to death.
That's pretty gnarly.
Yeah. After that, he would cover the bodies in quicklime and then just leave them out. Evidence found on his farm of these crimes were pieces of human bones scattered all around the ranch, axes that had human hair and blood on them, a book checked out to one of the Winslow brothers, who I mentioned in the beginning. They went missing and had the letters.
Mm-hmm.
A child's whistle, and several Boy Scout badges, but nothing that directly tied Walter Collins to this farm. Northcott's father later admitted that his son had confessed to the murders, but by then he had fled back to Canada with his mom. On September 20th of 1928, pretty shortly after authorities were alerted to this by Sanford and Jessie, he was arrested in British Columbia and his mom was arrested in Alberta. They were both sent back to Wineville, California. Police had Northcott return to the farm, and while there, he verbally confessed to 5 murders: the Winslow brothers, Walter Collins, and a Mexican boy named Alvin Gothea.
Was that the Latino boy from earlier?
Yes, that is the headless body that was found. There was also another boy, but for some reason he remained anonymous. But he verbally confessed to those 5 murders. When later asked to do a written confession, he only confessed to Gothea. He took back the Winslow brothers, the anonymous boy, and Walter Collins.
Did they ever get a count of how many bodies the bones added up to around the property?
No, not that I could find, which I also wanted to know that. But since it said bone pieces, I think it's hard to kind of put them all back together. It was confirmed that the bones did belong to young boys, but 1928, we don't have like DNA testing or anything like that.
How many did you kill? 5? All right, move on.
Kinda, yeah. In December, Northcott's mom confessed to killing Collins and burying him in a hole by the chicken coop on their farm.
Trying to ease her boy's time or something?
I have no idea.
This is like a micro version of like House of a Thousand Corpses. You know, like a family just getting together. People come in, they're like, action of death, you know?
Yeah.
House of a Thousand Corpses, but it's like the ranch of 5 corpses.
Oh, ranch of 1,000 boys. Mom actually got sentenced to life in prison for this confession of killing Walter Collins.
Wait, how much did son get?
We're going to get into that. Christine never believed that Walter was killed here on this farm since there was no evidence of it. They had the book for the Winslow boys, they had Boy Scout badges, whistles, but nothing that tied Walter there.
He was 10 years old with 10 cents in his pocket.
I know, but a mother's hope, it lives on, you know?
I understand, but probably didn't have much identifying. It wasn't like he was going to school or anything. He literally had a dime in his pocket and the clothes on his body, and that was it.
Yeah, I know. Either way, she didn't believe it. It's hope. You know, you gotta have it. She reaches out to Northcott, asking if he would please just tell her the truth. What happened? Northcott's trial began in January 1929, and it was really weird. The defense just used a whole lot of incest. And in all honesty, I don't think that's super relevant to this story, getting into the incest of his family.
I mean, it could explain how the whole nephew, cousin, uncle thing.
I know, it is very bizarre. I am only reporting to you what I have found in newspaper articles and things like that.
Because that threw me through a loop that we just kind of glossed over. Was
Maybe I should have gone more in depth on the incest.
there's definitely something. I mean,
All I can report to you,
his cousin uncle was a weird dude.
yes, all I can report to you is that there is incest as confirmed by Northcott in his court case. None of it mattered. And on February 8th of 1929, he was convicted on first-degree murder for the Winslow brothers and the anonymous victim. He was then sentenced to death at San Quentin.
So mom got life in prison. He got
Death.
death.
Yes.
They say how it happened.
Oh, get ready. I do get into it. Back to Christine. In October of 1930, Northcott sent Christine a telegram saying he had lied when he originally denied killing Walter and told her that he would tell her everything if she came in person to hear it. She was the first woman in more than 3 decades to receive permission to visit a serial killer on the eve of his execution. So she was allowed to go there to get this answer about, did you or did you not kill my son? When she arrived, though, Northcott pulled a hammy, backpedaling, and said, quote, "I don't want to see you. I don't know anything about it. I'm innocent." Like a little bitch.
He was gearing up to be a supervillain there, and then backpedaled and became a sissy at the end.
Oh, yeah. He went into super sissy mode. Like, dude, if you did it, just admit to it. I don't know.
Hannibal Lecter her. I ate his kidneys with some fava beans.
Disgusting. He was sentenced to die the next day, though. And this is just funny to me because he's such a piece of shit. He cried and begged to not be taken to the gallows. And when obviously the crying and begging didn't work, he requested a blindfold so he couldn't see what was coming. When he fell, the rope didn't break his neck.
Perfect.
And it took him 13 minutes to suffocate. Which, you know what? I agree. Perfect. You're sexually assaulting and murdering little boys?
Yeah, you're a kid diddler. So, yeah, you're out. I mean...
Rot.
Yeah. Make it hurt. I'm cool with that.
I'm so fine with that. That's why I had to throw in that he begged and cried, because fuck you, you should be scared.
Yeah, kid diddler and murderer. I'm all right that, it took you 13 minutes to suffocate to death in your freaking sissy bag so nobody could see your face.
I'm also so glad that he was scared to die, because fuck you.
Well, he's a coward. I mean, if the only people you prey on are children, you're not a man. You're just a coward. That's what you are.
I would argue like most serial killers are kind of cowards, but I do see what you're saying. You're going after very vulnerable fucking people, trusting, naive, innocence, and he almost got it easy. What, you just had to sit in a fucking jail cell, 3 hots in a cot for like a year? You were hurting these kids and then killing them. You had it not that fucking bad before you died. So I'm glad he fucking cried and begged. You deserve it. Shortly after the execution, the town of Wineville decided to change its name to Mira Loma, which it is still today in California. This was just an attempt to further dissociate itself from the horrors that were now being called the Wineville Chicken Coop murders. 5 years after the execution, one of the boys who was previously thought to be a victim was found alive and well. So this obviously restored hope in Christine that maybe Walter could still be out there somewhere. Maybe he didn't fall victim to this monster. While only convicted of those 3 murders, it is believed that Northcott had upwards of 20 victims on that farm.
And how did they come to that conclusion?
Police work. I don't know. I'm not a dead bodyologist. I don't know how they got that. Could be the pieces. Maybe they had enough pieces for 20 bodies.
There's only so many fibias and tibias and skulls.
Paris Catacombs reference. It could also just be other missing cases that were reported around this area That could be another way of how they found it.
But it's suspected,
Yeah.
right? Suspected that it could be a
Mhm.
20.
Upwards of 20, yeah. In 2008, Clint Eastwood released a movie called Changeling, which was kind of based on this whole event, starring Angelina Jolie. And that is the dark history of Wineville, California, now known as Mira Loma.
I have heard that story in the past. I didn't know all the details. I didn't want to say it earlier because I didn't want to ruin it for any listeners that hadn't heard it. But I knew that the guy on the farm had killed children there.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't remember how many of them were. I didn't have any recollection to his mother assisting in anything.
Yeah.
That was all gone.
Mommy dearest.
And the mom suing, which some caveman brain must have remembered that deep in the recesses because I was so like, she needs to do this. But man, I would love a follow-up on that. Like, I hope that her family continued that on and kept suing that guy's family to try and get that money with interest the whole damn time.
Yeah. I hope you and everybody else learned something new today. If y'all have a suggestion or have something that you want me to look into and cover, send us a DM on any of the socials. Let me know. I would be more than excited to look into something new for you.
Yeah, Jamie loves reading and she does it fast. So yeah, if anybody has any hometown stories you'd like to hear or like home states, we try to keep it like before what date?
I've done World War II, so maybe before World War II. You know, something a little bit more historical.
But we can do anything from crimes that have happened in history, unsolved mysteries that have happened in history. We could do anything from other parts of the world. If anybody has anything that they think would be cool to share, and especially if Jamie hasn't heard about it, I know she's going to love digging into it.
Yes, please.
We would love any feedback for anything you guys would like to hear.
That's all I got for y'all this week, so join us next week as we uncover another Darkive together.
Thanks, guys. We'll catch you next week.
Goodbye!
So I did a little research on Christine Collins and if she ever got paid any money from J.J. Jones or any of his family for her time in the psych ward and the lawsuit that she won against him. Still no money from J.J. Jones was ever paid to Christine Collins. So now you guys don't have to look that up. We'll see you next week.